Rise and shine, wild ones. It's Bernadette. I am here on this sleepy, casual Saturday morning with your Pick a Card Daily Tarot reading for November 14th, 2020. And I am dressed thusly for two reasons. Number one, it was the first thing I could grab out of the closet because I'm going to, first thing this morning, I'm going to go commune with some of my special critters. And it's a little chilly outside. Well, for me anyway. And then the other thing was, it's so weird. I'd already put this on. I was like, I don't even care what color the animal is today or what the chakra is today. I'm just gonna wear this. It's so comfy, comfy. And guess who showed up? Ah, the blue-footed booby. Yes, yes. Do we look alike? Yes, we do. You know we do. I'm part of the blue-footed booby tribe. They're just the cutest things. And for your reading this morning, the blue-footed booby is the Two of Swords in the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck. And if you're just joining me for the first time, welcome, welcome. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm not trying to swallow the mic, although I haven't had breakfast yet. I am trying to reach for my box, which is, this is the deck that I read from, the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck. And it is based on the Rider-Waite system. So let's jump right in there because I was a little mystified that this card showed up for y'all today. I don't know why the energy didn't seem like it was congruous with the card because, you know, today the chakra is your third eye chakra. Saturn is the ruling planet, which is a highly energetic kind of thing. And when you start taking a look at the traditional Rider-Waite meanings of the Two of Swords, what you find is that it is okay. Let me just cut to the chase. Let me just cut to the chase, which is this. Sometimes when you pull cards for yourself or other people, and you're like, "What does that mean?" You may know verbatim the meaning and the symbolism of whichever tarot card, whatever tarot card meaning it is. You may know that verbatim, right? Like, you may know it. But I always really encourage people to do more intuitive tarot work. And the reason for that being is I just know so many readers, and I've had so many students, they'll pull a card and they'll just start feeling a little uncomfortable, like they know what the card means, but they just don't feel like it's exactly right for that person. And I would agree with that. And so what you've got to do is take a broader look at why the card is coming to you today, which is, again, I'm going to cut to the chase. And then we are going to talk about some of the other symbolism and meaning. But if you take a look at the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, that poor old gal is sitting there with a blindfold on, and she's got these swords crossed over her heart. And you know, swords always call to, there's a duality there. There's a double side. There's an upside, there's a downside, there's a yin, there's a yang, so on and so forth. But when I see this card, I know it's the card of indecision, and she's blind to what's going on, or she might be hiding from it. So I know that somebody is hiding from seeing truth, seeing the real situation, or they're just blind to it. They may be trying to see it, but they can't see it. But at the end of the day, those swords are crossed in an X over her heart, which I have always associated with X marks the spot. And the X marks the spot because it's over her heart. And whatever decision you've got to make, I just encourage you to make it from your heart. And you're like, and that has what to do with the blue-footed booby? I'll tell you. When blue-footed boobies, the males, you know, it's mating season, they take their little blue feet and they do their little happy dance, right? And they watch happy dance, they watch the penguins, they get really good dance moves, and then they go for it. So once they, you know, the female accepts them, then they do this dance together. They just keep doing this dance together, dance together, dance together. And that's just such a heartfelt kind of thing. Because when I was looking, you know, through the 50,000, no joke, 50,000 animals to go on the Arc deck, man, I just couldn't find a Two of Swords that just stuck out to me. And then this fella showed up, and I mean, even look at him. He's even got his head cocked to the side, like, what should I do? What I don't know. What should I do? And so always follow your heart. I've got to believe, as much as I'd like to believe, it would be funny to think of, Blue Footed Booby sitting in the Galapagos, watching Happy Feet on, Netflix or Amazon or whatever. Uh, that's probably not happening. And so, and I don't think they're getting together with choreographers to make up these dance routines and just have one dance routine that they show to all the women. I firmly believe, and I have thought about this because these are the things I think of. uh, the dance has got to be different for each one, which means that bird feels in his heart how he wants to stomp around his little blue feet, and then he does it. And the end result is two hearts come together because the other heart receives the dance moves he's laying down, right? So overall, I really do think that's what this card means for y'all today. It feels right. It just, when I asked the animal allies to send me the message, it's just it came in like the best masala chai tea you've ever had, just the right temperature, just the right amount of cream, just the right amount of, I love masala tea, or masala chai. And chai does mean tea, so just so you know, when you order a chai, you're ordering a tea, just so you know. But it feels so good. Now, for those of you that are wanting to think maybe, okay, well, that doesn't quite fit with me, let's go through some of the more traditional meanings and see if we can't get you where you need to be. So first things first, it's important. I just feel like there's been a big matriarchal thing going on this week. I don't know why, but it's just come up over and over and over again. And it seems like, when a lot of people think this in discussing animals and that kind of thing with folks, they assume that in the blue-footed booby community, that the males have the brighter feet and legs. That's not true. The females do. And when I take a look at that, there's something about the feminine, the divine feminine. Maybe even you're having some things go on about being the boss or the manager or the matriarch or whatever in your family, in your work, in your own life, and whatever. But that's such a call to shine your colors brighter than anyone around you. And that can mean other women that are showing more masculine tendencies. They're not really, but I'm talking about traditional, listen, you can do or be anything you want. My mom taught me that, and I have always believed it. And anybody I've ever seen truly believe they could do or be anything they wanted if they were willing to put in the work, because that's the caveat to that. You've got to be willing to put in the work. My gosh, I've watched people rise up out of the most unbelievable circumstances to become just some of the most successful in the way that they wanted to be successful, just successful people. It's such a thing of beauty to watch. It really is. It's captivating. Anyway, you might need to flash your feet at somebody. You might need to do your dance to be like, okay, this is the dance of I'm shining more brightly, or this might be the dance of, hey, notice me. Whatever that is that you've got going on in there. And I'm really, just so you guys know, I'm tired this morning. And when I get really tired, I go into super psychic mediumship mode, super shamanic channeling mode. It's just like a natural thing because my brain slows down, my brain waves slow down. So I know that I'm speaking specifically to at least a couple of you guys out there, and I know I'll get emails about it. So just know that. The Two of Swords, in its traditional tarot card meaning, what are you trying to keep inside of yourself? Because when you start holding something over your chest or protecting your heart chakra, you might be trying to protect from the outside in, but maybe you're trying to not let something escape. Maybe, because things have to travel upward. And today is what? It's the third eye chakra day. So maybe what intuition are you ignoring? What intuition have you not ignored, but you're putting blinders on? You're not ready to work with it yet, and you're trying to keep it from coming out. You want to protect. You want to protect. Take a look at that. When you've got choices to make and you feel like things are pulling you in a different direction, I would really encourage you not to let anything yank your chain. Don't let anything or anybody make you crazy. Does the decision have to be made right in this very moment, like right now? Can you give yourself a little bit of time? A really wise fellow once told me that his preacher told him, because he had gone in one day and he just was, man, he was having a tough time in his life. This old country boy, he's got to be 70 years old now, and I'm telling you, never saw, always in overalls, worked for the railroad system. Just, oh my God, I just love this man. And I was talking to him about something one day, and he said, well, one day I was having something on my heart like that, and he said, I went to my church and talked to my preacher. And my preacher said, sometimes when you don't know what to do what you know, or don't do anything at all. So he did what he knew. He just went along about his merry business, about his day. He didn't put it out of his mind. He didn't try to ignore it. Didn't have blinders on about it. But he just went on about his day. And do you know, by the end of the day, that situation had resolved itself. He never had to fret. He never had to get another gray hair. He never had to nothing. And I find in times, gosh, especially in clients' lives, when they're spinning like a top, right? If they just will just stop, just stop being part of the spin that's sending all that air out around you, that's making the world around you spin, and just stop and watch where all the pieces land. One of the reasons that I say that is, Blue Footed Booby spends most of its time in and on the water. My gosh, they will dive at 60 miles an hour to get their fish. They are unbelievably agile in the water. When you watch them on land, they look a little bit like Big Bird from Sesame Street. Maybe not even that elegant, right? Like Big Bird might even be a prima ballerina compared to the Blue Footed Booby. And that is always a call that if you're in an element of any kind, earth, air, fire, water, spirit, around people, around a job, around a romance, you could even be around yourself, and you're not comfortable because you're not moving in the fluid kind of way that you want, just get to the element that you need to be to. Today, I know myself. I'm tired. Man, I allowed myself to get 60 kinds of cranky yesterday. I don't know why I did it. It was important. It was important, but there was no reason to get cranky. And so I know today I'm going, and within an hour of that, I'll be right as rain. And so you've just got to know the landscape. You've got to know the element, that decision. Don't not move forward with that. When another couple of things about the Blue Booby is they do this thing when they are where they look like they're laughing. They almost kind of look like laughing kookaburras when they do that. So not only do they look kind of comical to us, which brings us great joy, but that is just such a symbol for laugh. And this may be, no matter what, I got my oh my gosh, goosebumps. I don't know why this didn't come to me earlier from the Animal Allies. Maybe they needed it to come at the end. Listen, divine timing, right? But sometimes when things are just too much, just find one thing to laugh about. One thing, and one thing only. And just laugh your off, the big LMAO. And you may find the solution was in front of you the whole time. You just had to see it as kind of a joke, or a joke, or just something funny. And in laughter, they do say it's the best medicine, but I have also found it to be the best problem solver. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys do something to honor yourself today, to relax, even if you got a billion things to get done. Do your little dance, make your decision, get together with somebody from your heart. Just everything you do today and always, but for sure today, just do it from your heart. Because remember, you guys, X marks the spot, and that's always over your heart. All right, so pick up your copy of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and as always, stay wild.